Hey guys, this is Mark from newsweed.com. I was just listening to the Federal Reserve explanation of why they raised a quarter point. First thing I'd like to say is it befuddles me how the Federal Reserve doesn't realize that their impact should always be a surprise. They should be thinking far beyond what everyone else is thinking. But they said that they would probably move it a quarter point, and that's what they did. In my opinion, the Federal Reserve totally messed up. They talked about some really important things that are affecting society. One is that college graduates can't find a job. They don't seem to be too concerned with that because when the Federal Reserve principal, Powell, talked about it, he said, well, the unemployment rate is affected because we have so many deportations. Right there, he gets political, kind of blaming Donald Trump that, well, you're deporting people. That's why we're not getting the productivity, and that's why we have a jobs crisis. However, going back to the college students not being able to find work, that's a contradiction. So I'm a little worried that the Federal Reserve is completely confused. They focus on inflation all the time. I think it's about 2.9%. But the fact of the matter is, if people aren't working, trust me, there's not going to be inflation because demand goes out the window. Nobody's going to be able to buy anything. So therefore, prices will drop, and that takes care of inflation. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of people do we have in the Federal Reserve? I think that they're so far out of reality. They're so wealthy that they just don't understand what's happening in the economy. People are hurting. They don't have enough money. Now, another subject, housing. We're going to have a housing crash. A lot of people bought houses expecting them to really go up in value, which they have. But now people are stuck in houses. They can't get out of them. And that's going to affect the economy in a drastic way because once this crashes, so much of people's wealth is going to disappear because most of it is tied up in real estate. So I think the Federal Reserve has kind of lost its way. Now, as far as the stock market dropped after the Federal Reserve's decision because it's lost faith in the Federal Reserve, and that's why they just might go away. This is Mark from newsweed.com. Have a great day.